I do want always corruption. I say that to anybody.
So that's Trump on Fox and Friends. I don't think that's what he meant to say, but he was calling into his favorite show, and because he likes it, it's the most powerful news show on the planet, Fox and Friends. Nobody saw that coming years ago. But anyway, he joined them for, I believe it was a 53-minute interview.
Oh God.
During which he never stopped to breathe even once. But he's talking about the hearing, and they will get into some of the people that testified. But first off, what is the part of this story that Donald Trump remains most interested in? I'll show you right here.
The server, right, from the DNC, Democratic National Committee.
Who has the server?
Now, the FBI went in and they told him, get out of here. You're not kidding. We're not giving it to you. They gave the server to CrowdStrike or whatever it's called, which is a company owned by a very wealthy Ukrainian. And I still want to see that server. You know, the FBI has never gotten that server. That's a big part of this whole thing. Why did they give it to a Ukrainian company?
Are you sure they did that? Are you sure they gave it to Ukraine?
Well, that's what the word is. And that's what I asked actually in my phone call, if you know.
So I guess we've gotten used to a lot in the past few years, but that interaction right there, what Trump said, and then the media, like his favorite state media response to him, should be a time for reflection on the part of all Americans, how far we've fallen, that the president was just spreading conspiracy theories that when pressed by Steve Doocy, who he's not gonna go any harder against the president than, you sure that they did that, President? Trump's response was, that's the word, and what does he mean? He means that he saw it on, on Breitbart or on InfoWars or, like, it doesn't deserve any more respect than that. The president is spreading obviously false, many times debunked conspiracy theories on live television, and his favorite show isn't gonna push back any harder than, you sure about that?
But I do want to be fair to Fox and Friends. Why? No one will know. Can figure out. But seriously, like Doocy and Kilmeade had faces on like it felt like, no, what are you doing? No.
Doocy shifted in his chair at one point, like uncomfortably.
So when you have gone to a level of stupidity where you've made Doocy and Kilmeade uncomfortable, you're in a whole different level. Look at Kilmeade like, I don't know about that. I don't think that's right. Please stop saying that. please stop saying that. Making us really uncomfortable. Okay. But my two favorite parts, CrowdStrike or whatever it's called. Wait a minute. You're being impeached over this, okay? And you have this insane theory that no one else believes in, and you're putting it out on national TV, but you don't know what it's called? Like, his carelessness is astounding. Like, if you bother to come up with a conspiracy theory that is mental, and you're the president of the United States, and you're gonna say it on national TV, have a firmer grasp of what you're claiming it's called, okay? Unreal. And then they're like, are you sure about that? And he goes, well, that's what the word is. What the word from who? The word from who? You have at your access thousands of intelligence officials, and they're at your command. They serve at the pleasure of the president. You'd be like, hey, you know what? Can you tell me whatever that thing is called? And they'll tell you, right? Hey, can you tell me if the Ukrainians have it? And they'll tell you. And if you say to them, hey, where'd you get that information? They'll tell you, instead of, I don't know, that's what the word is.
Yeah,
he's in command of some of the most powerful investigative bodies on the planet. He can certainly run down this story. But he's desperate, of course, to serve up something that's related to Ukraine, right? And so that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to warm up whatever old conspiracy theory he might be able to tie to this Ukraine incident. And remember, this is right on the heels of the Fiona Hill testimony, which warned specifically about this kind of thing, about coming forward with these ridiculous theories that fly in the face of fact, but are swallowed by a lot of people.
Yeah, and just to be really clear, in case you're not familiar with the theory, but also the truth, CrowdStrike is not a Ukrainian company, it's a California company. The DNC didn't have a server that like you can pick up and hold and like give to someone. They had dozens and dozens of servers, some of them physical servers in a location, some of them cloud-based storage that they were using. All of the information from those was provided to the FBI, so he's just lying about them. Like the FBI busted in and like a guy grabbed the server and jumped out a window because he didn't want the CIA. It's all made up.
No.
It would be like if I said, like, the internet's a series of tubes, and I've heard that the tube got clogged, and who clogged it? We're gonna find out. It's just such a ridiculous old person view of how tech works. How are you supposed to respond to that? He just lied in so many different ways.
First of all, John, please, not old person, boomer.
Okay, okay, tech boomer.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so there's so many things on that next level, right? It's on the cloud, but there are clouds in Ukraine. Perfect clouds, big clouds surrounded by other clouds. It's in the cloud. How could it be in Ukraine? But there's no way he knows what the cloud is, let alone where it might be and its relationship to Ukraine. But guys, to John's point, and this is the most important one, we have a president of the United States who is clearly mentally unbalanced. I mean, he goes on national TV and says, "Oh, this Ukrainian company, it's based in Sunnyvale, California." I mean, all you have to do is ask anyone or a Google search or anything, but no homework, wild, insane lies. Brazenly, it's a Ukrainian-based company. It's in Sunnyvale, right? So, I mean, okay, fine. I mean, again, I sometimes Andy gets mad at me if I address Republicans, but how you doing? You feeling proud? Are you tired of winning yet?
Yeah.
But what I would say this, Cenk, I don't know if this kind of thing, and this is a great example of the sort of thing Cenk's talking about, where he's making up facts, is an example of him being imbalanced as much as it is how effective any narrative he throws out there with confidence and I take it your other point, which is that even the Fox and Friends people are like, yeah, even though you're saying it with confidence, come on, Mr. President, we know it's not true. But there is a part of his audience that just is taking in whatever he's saying. And so they also don't do the homework, is what I'm saying. So I don't know how much of it is, certainly it's intellectual laziness and not knowing the facts, but I don't know how much of it is a mental imbalance and how much of it is just, hey, I'm gonna slam the hell out of this and there are a bunch of people who are gonna believe it.
Yeah, they're just gonna believe, there's gonna be no pushback. I mean, like, can you imagine, Cenk, like, let's say in a couple of years, we're doing the show and Bernie's embroiled, he's president, he's embroiled in a controversy, he might be impeached, and he calls up the Young Turks and rants for 45 minutes straight. And we're just like glancing at each other like, what is he talking about? Oh, it's conspiracy theories. Like, but yeah, good job, Bernie. We still support. We would never have to do that, but they're perfectly, like, they're a little bit uncomfortable. They're shifting in everything, but they're not gonna not support him based on that. What a sad, low position they've been forced into.
So I remember when Bernie was on in 2016, and at one small window of time, and it happened to be when he was on the show, he was saying that the superdelegates should switch and vote for him, and that was, at that point, one of the few chances he had left because it was really late in the process. And I said to him, now that's not really principled, is it? Because that you had been saying the superdelegates shouldn't even count, right? And he's like, basically, I'm paraphrasing here, but he was like, that's true. Okay, so he was good enough to admit that. But we challenge even progressives that we really like, right? Let alone if Bernie were to come on and say, oh, the Young Turks that are based in Ukraine. I'd be like, no, wait, we're based right here, right? No, of course we wouldn't let people lie like that. That's nuts.
Yeah.
And I mean, and the best they could do on state TV was, are you sure?
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, look.
But their fans finished that segment believing that what Trump said was true.
And that's my point.
No, I got you guys, but I don't think it's a strategy as much as he's just pathological.
Yeah.
He can't help himself.
Well, actually, why don't we get to some more pathological lies? Because you mentioned it's weird that he doesn't know CrowdStrike when that's a part of the theory that he's pushing. That's not the only thing in this process he's not very familiar with. Turns out some of the main people testifying, he doesn't really know them either.
First of all, Volker, I don't know him. Don't know him. This guy, Sondland, hardly know him. I've had a couple of conversations with him. I see him hanging around, when I go to Europe. But he was really the European Union ambassador, and all of a sudden he's working on this, and ask about that.
Oh God, the body language. I know you couldn't see, maybe you can put it back up, but Kilmeade is like gripping his hand awkwardly, and you can see his eyes are like going around in circles. Like he's like, give it a second. He starts to look up he's not looking at the camera.
Yeah, he's so uncomfortable.
Circles. Yeah, he doesn't know anyone, and it's Foodie Giuliani. I don't know. I have a lot of lawyers. I'm not really familiar with him. This guy Mike Pence is like a vice president. No, I'm president. That can't be right.
Yeah, Al Roker was part of it. I don't know anything about it. Yeah, it was a bizarre run through. What was I was going to say sort of surface take on everything, but what I love is always the last thing, which is, you know, once somebody who's his butt buddy, who's Sondland, has his number, they've exchanged a number of texts and personal conversations. As soon as he becomes part of the problem, barely know the guy, seen him a couple times hanging around, you know.
Yeah, hanging around. Okay, so first of all, we keep going past things that every other president would have been derided for and they would have talked about for a year straight. So you don't know anyone in your administration?
Yeah.
I mean, he just comes out and bragging about like, my ambassador to the European Union, barely know the guy. I've seen him hanging around, I don't know what he does. He's your ambassador to the European Union. It's kind of a relevant position, right? Volker, never met him, don't know anyone in my government. All I do is talk to Hannity and then tweet it out. So then on Sondland, we've gone over this a million times. Sondland gave Trump $1 million. Now, if there's one thing Trump knows, it's people who give him $1 million. Okay. So that was for his inauguration. It wasn't to his pocket, but you know, and he's a fellow hotelier, and so he knows Sondland.
Yeah.
And we know through witnesses who testified, he was on the phone with Sondland, and the witness said, he asked Sondland, hey, did the Ukrainians do the investigation? So the idea that he's like, Sondland, you know that he knows folks like Lev Parnas and Igor Fruman, who were recently arrested. Those are Rudy Giuliani's goons. And he's like, I might have had a picture with them. I don't know them, but I might have had a picture with them. That means he knows them super well. And we found out later, yeah, he was having dinner with them. Okay, pathological.
Yeah.
So have at it if that's your guy. Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.